You're welcome to another episode of My Seat at the Table, where today we are privileged to welcome Dr. Sennen Hounton, UNFPA Regional Director for West and Central Africa. A medical doctor by training, brings more than 2 decades of experience in public health, humanitarian action, leadership, and development. Today, we go beyond the title to explore the journey, experiences, and convictions that have shaped him. Hello.
Hello.
Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Right. You've been in Ghana for I would say a few days now.
Yes.
So far, what have you noticed that intrigues you about Ghana? We'd want to know.
The last time I was here in this beautiful city, it was 6 years ago.
Wow.
So I've seen a lot of changes. Road construction, the city is cleaner. And of course, one thing that have not changed is the beauty, is the food, the tasty foods. So I've got a chance to take my favorite okra soup with banku.
You know, banku and okra soup is all my favorites. So yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
To the gang.
Thank you very much. Thank you indeed.
All right. So when we say Dr. Sennen Hounton, who exactly is Dr. Sennen Hounton beyond the titles?
Dr. Sennen Hounton is a civil servant and a servant leader, privileged to be serving one of the United Nations agency, the United Nations Population Funds, and just trying to leverage the support to ensure that mainly women do not die while giving birth. Ensuring that pregnancies, particularly for young people, remain a choice, not a chance, and that every young person's potential is fulfilled. That's my call, and I'm very privileged.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So honestly, when you're not on your duties, what's the first thing you do during the day when you're not on your duty?
Irrespective of whether I'm on duty or not on duty, I'm a believer, so I pray in the morning, just be grateful to the Lord for having the day.
That's very important.
Yes.
Right. So behind the titles, when I went through your professional journey, I can call you a medical doctor, a health expert, a humanitarian leader, and now a regional director.
Yes.
But beyond all these titles, I would want to ask, there was the young Sennen Hounton.
Yes.
So what really inspired that young Sennen Hounton to dedicate his life to improve the lives of many other people?
It's an interesting question. I was not set that way. It's life journeys, opportunities.
Okay.
When I was growing up, I always wanted to be something in the health sector. Not necessarily a medical doctor. In fact, when I started to be a radiologist. Then, because you need to get entry into the medical school, you do an exam. So I didn't get it immediately. The next year, I got it. Then I became medical doctor. But along the way, I quickly realized, because when you are finishing your medical school, you have aspiration.
Yeah.
Some wants to be ophthalmologist, some want to be cardiologist, some want to be surgeon. I wanted to be a cardiologist. In fact, I started my residency already to be a cardiologist. Then something happened. And I realized I was working in a Christian hospital.
Okay.
And I saw the circumstances of people. And then I realized how your circumstances can impact on health outcomes. I was thinking growing up that I would just set up a clinic and I will make my living. But then I realized that if we want to be more impactful, we need to be working in communities, in prevention. That's how I got diverted, I will say, to go to public health.
So the realization is that something that happened.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Right. What was your childhood like, and what experiences shaped you?
I grew up in a large family. Um, my generation, I'm now 58 years old, so you can imagine. Back
Congratulations
then,
on that.
thank you. And so I grew up in a large family. So I kind of realized quickly social norms, dynamic within families. I grew up in Porto Novo, is the capital of Benin. It's the political capital of Benin. And then I grew up, I got a chance to go to school, do well in school. But it was a happy childhood. We were just playing soccer everywhere in the corner back then. And I grew up with many siblings as well. So it gives you a sense of family. That's how I can summarize my childhood. But very early on, I knew that I wanted to lead. Because even in primary school, I volunteered to be in the student council. Then in secondary school, the same.
It started so young.
It started young. And then at the university, in fact, for my class of medical doctor, I was the spokesperson. So I tend to speak on behalf of people, to lead, to manage differences.
Your leadership was born. It was born.
Yeah, well, I can say something like that, yes.
All right, so all those are the experiences that shaped you to be who you are today.
Yes, but if I may add also, I grew up in a Catholic family. We had 2 uncle priests. So my childhood was also shaped by growing up as Catholic and serving in the church. So that also shaped.
You have a servant here.
Yes, I do.
We appreciate that. Yes. So you studied medicine
yes.
and sociology, anthropology
yes.
in Benin.
Yes.
So would want to know, why did both fields matter so much to you?
Interesting. So I was telling you earlier that I got diverted.
Yeah.
There was a particular incident when I was working in that Christian hospital as a general practitioner. I received a magistrate. You know, in most of our countries, the magistrates are the pick of the lawyer. And this guy came to the clinic because he was having trouble with his eyes. But what he did, I don't know how you call them in Ghana, those traditional healers.
Okay.
So instead of going to the teaching hospital, he has means to do that, right? So he went to the traditional healer to treat his cataract. Now, it made me think, I said, look, I can understand if it is someone from rural area or someone not educated, but this is somebody at the pinnacle of our intellectual system in the country who went to the traditional healer. What will take someone like him to do that? There must be something going on in the belief system at the community level that drives someone to do that. That's what I wanted to better understand, to do socio-anthropology. And my work was, in fact, on the belief system of the community. And I think it translates to the whole Africa.
Yeah, it does.
One thing I found is that we do not take diseases as a natural thing. We believed in our system that there is a cosmogonic representation of disease. And if a disease happens, it must be that there is a disruption of forces. And therefore, we seek the relief of that disease by resorting to traditional.
That's supernatural.
And in fact, up to now, you go to hospital, you have someone with diabetes or someone with hypertension, anything that is chronic, we tend to go and find solutions because we do not believe that, as Africans in general, I think I can say that we can live with a disease. If we are living with a disease, somebody must be a witchcraft or someone must be behind that.
Somebody blamed for it.
So that's why I went, and I think I was right because later on, I think that it translates into the work that I do now, because social norms, culture, social representation, they impact heavily on health outcomes.
So your curiosity brought out a passion.
Yes.
And that is why you're here today.
Exactly.
Passion goes a long way,
Yes.
my people.
Yes. Passion and purpose.
Right. Your PhD focused on maternal health programs.
Yes.
What did it teach you about mothers, newborns, and children that you'd want us to know?
There is a step before that. I did a master in epidemiology and biostatistics, just to work with communities and do public health prevention. And I got the opportunity. I think, and this is something I want to pass on to the young generation. It's not that I come from a privileged family or I set up to say I will do a PhD. No, I finished my master. I was working. And someone saw that I was working very hard and well, and they offered me a scholarship to do the PhD. So yes. And so going back to your question, it's interesting because I was looking at cost effectiveness, efficiency in using resources to tackle maternal mortality. What it taught me is that government struggle with use of resources. There are so many pressure on government. And so now, when I was a student, I was vocal and saying, government, you should do this, you should do that. As I grew up now, I understand that they have so much pressure. Just think about it. The agricultural sector is there. Young people want job, education, we need school and that. And we also say maternal mortality. So we need to use our little resources efficiently.
So what exactly are the resources that are supposed to be used?
So, most financial, human resources. So for example, we have doctors and nurses. If we recruit them, we need to distribute them very efficiently in the country. If you look here in Accra, I don't know the number, but I know that in most of our countries, almost 50% of our people are working in capital cities. So that's not efficient use of those resources. We create inequalities for that. I don't know if you have the same doctor in Accra as in Tamale or in Kumasi. So just to tell you, so that's one way of efficiency in the human resources. Then the financial resources. The little that we have, we must direct them to the most effective intervention. And going back to that thesis, what I was trying to do is say, okay, given that efficiency depends on so many parameters, what are the parameters that are influencing, for example, a budget that someone has at the district level or at the decentralized level, or even at the state level toward a particular investment? Because you can, if you have, let's say I give you a budget, you can say, okay, I will recruit 10 midwives, or I can just buy equipment, or I can invest in the electricity in the hospital. How do you balance those? That's what it was about. And I found it very interesting for policymakers. Yes.
So currently, what is the state of maternal mortality in the regions you oversee?
Let's say that in the last 20 years, we have made significant progress. So as much as we all criticize all our government across the board, something is going right. We are going into the right direction. However, the speed is not what we expect. And so we need acceleration. In some countries, we have made huge progress. You take a country like Sierra Leone. 20 years ago, they were dubbed as the worst place for women to give birth. The chance of dying was just too high. But now, the risk is comparable to that of we have in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Togo. So huge progress. You take a country like Cabo Verde. Yes, small in terms of population, but the maternal mortality ratio is just comparable to what you will see in Europe or in some places in Europe. So we are making progress. Of course, so many other countries are lagging behind. One more example to talk about the States. Some countries in this region are going through severe humanitarian crisis. In the Sahel, for example. A country like Burkina Faso stands out in making remarkable progress. And you will be surprised. I usually say this to tease some countries. Some countries are very proud. If I tell you, for example, that the risk is lower than that in Ghana, you will be shocked because of so many things they're going through. But it's because of the investment in the resilient health system. So now they are enjoying, a maternal mortality ratio that is lower than that of Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Ghana, Benin, Togo, you name it. But it's never a finished business. We need to be investing in making sure that everywhere that women and girls are, they have access to the best care so that they
So
do
what
not
are some
die.
of the investments we are supposed to do or experience, we have to experience?
Let me give you, given the audience, let me give you an image of the situation.
Okay.
It's like you fly in a jumbo jet full of pregnant women. One of the reactors is two reactors. One of the reactor is family planning.
Okay.
The right to choose and space. Because if you have very often and too many, your chance of dying is high. And the second reactor is emergency obstetric care. The ability to have midwives to accompany you, to have an obstetrician or a surgeon there when you need a cesarean section. So you have those three reactors. If any of them is not performing, your plane will not land. So what do we need to make sure that we do? Any place around the countries, we need to make sure that the information and the services are there for women to plan their pregnancies and to follow their pregnancies. And then when they need an emergency to save their lives, that it is there. I'm trying to make it very simple.
Yeah.
And if you say, okay, let's make sure whether I'm in Tamale or in Kumasi or in Accra, we have that, you will see a huge reduction. But it starts with the women. We need to think of a woman and the life cycle. The risks are higher of dying when the woman have not been school, the girl has been married off, have not had a chance to complete her schooling. Once you complete your school, you have more information, you have more agency, and you can decide, you can even plan. You can even know already that in this area, if I have a need of cesarean section, is not available. And you can move yourself close to the facility. Once you do those things and you are not violating and you have access, I think you can make decision and we will see a huge reduction of maternal mortality.
Amazing. And Leon, you worked in South Sudan, Sierra Leone, DRC, and Chad.
Yes.
What did those difficult settings teach you about leadership?
It's humbling. The first thing you realize quickly is that, I put it this way, communities are not empty vessels.
Right.
Leadership, you need to count on the people who are in these countries. They know their problems better than you can imagine.
Yeah.
And they know even the solutions. They are just constrained with a set of factors. So the first things it taught me is the humility to consult with the people. Co-create the solution with them. The second thing is that as development practitioners, we need to invest in a resilient system. Otherwise, We will just come and do kind of firefighting, and the problem will remain there. So I take it upon myself and I try to tell my peers, if, for example, we need to put an infrastructure there, let's put a resilient infrastructure. If we need to address a community conflict, let's invest in peace within the community themselves. You know, for example, this whole issue of herders and agriculture, we have it across our countries where they will take the goat and destroy some of the farms.
Okay.
And you have that conflict. And it leads to death, it leads to destruction of facilities, etc. We need to bring those communities together and anticipate, do foresight, identify the root causes, and try to. So the humility of co-creating with people, as I said, building resilient intervention. And the third thing, I think, as you work with this community, trust their judgment.
Trust their judgment.
Trust their judgment.
Okay.
You cannot come arrogantly from outside and try to fix the life of people. By the way, we don't fix, we contribute to national government efforts. So by trusting their judgment, you are trusting the leaders there, and then you are accompanying them throughout their priority. Those are some of the things that I took away.
Trusting the judgment. You now work across West and Central Africa.
Yes.
Where can UN agencies like UNICEF
work
better together for young people?
Yes. At the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, we think that young people have potential. And the need for the agencies to be supported in three things. First, the education, very important.
Paramount.
Second, the health. You know, as we all have been young people. You are still young people, but we all have been young people. And job. Job is very important. You know, when I say we, the United Nations Population Fund, releases every year a state of the world population.
Okay.
This year, it can be on any topic. It can be on population dynamics. It can be on sexual reproductive health. It can be on unwanted pregnancies, just we did a couple of years ago. This year is on young people, youth. And what it is discussing is the challenges young people are facing in their agencies. And guess what? The number one that came on top.
Job opportunities.
Job opportunity. That's why I'm so proud of the effort of this country and the president. You know, he has launched so many initiatives, whether it is in the digital, whether it is in the vocational training opportunity, because you need to match the job with the market, whether it is in business, entrepreneurship, and many others in many of the countries, but also the use of drug. That is killing many, is a silent epidemic across the region that we need to tackle with policies, with services, but also accompany the young people. Because something that is also happening, mental health of young people.
Yeah.
They are desperate to contribute to the growth of the country, but they do not have opportunities. So we need to give them opportunities. So as a UNFPA, of course, we work in the space of making sure that they have comprehensive sexuality education. We do that together with other partners like UNICEF. We work in youth peace and security because youth are the largest cohort of the population. When we have crisis, and so the work, as we speak now, there is a summit of Youth Connect Sahel for the Sahel countries that is being planned in Niger. And so we are supporting youth delegates to be there, have their voice, tell the leaders in their countries the future that they want to see in their countries and the role they want to play Because, you know what? It is these same young people that are being exploited and instrumentalized for this fight sometime in these countries.
When you think of girls, or when you think about girls' health and well-being, what do the numbers often miss?
When we think of the girl, we really miss the aspiration of the girl. In the places that you mentioned, and another place that I have been throughout other places, you know, when I meet young girls, they want to become like you, like a journalist. They want to be a midwife. They want to be nurses. And so being deprived of that opportunity is something that should concern us. When we look at also at young people, what we often miss is that countries are doing efforts for girl education, for example. And countries are proudly, you know, if we take Ghana, just let me take Ghana. Ghana is the number one in our region in terms of girl high school completion. But what we are missing is that there are so many other girls who are not in school. And so we miss that because the indicator that we are all using and is making us happy is we are seeing tremendous progress of girl being in school. But equally, if not more, many girls are not in school, and that should concern us. So as we make policies of either exemption fees policies for girls to encourage them to stay in school, we should be looking at the equality and the equity part of it by identifying pockets of either areas or community where girls are not going into school. Yes.
Yeah. So what is one policy gap that you would want to bridge to help girls stay safe in school?
That is an interesting question, but the way I want to put it, if we take our conversation back to the maternal mortality, I will say give information and services. When I mean services, contraception.
Okay. Very, very important.
Yes, because, you know, we have an audience of young people. Young people, when you ask them, they will tell you. And we adults, we should not duck our head under the tree and thinking that young people are not engaging in sexual activities.
They are.
They are. And we see teenage pregnancies,
Yeah.
even those who are in school. So let's give them the information about their body. Let's provide them contraception services for those who need them. We are not saying you should use, but just in case you need, it will protect their future, it will protect their dreams, and it will protect their contribution to the whole society. So that aspect, because in this region of the world, going back to the social norms, we still have heavy social norms preventing girls. Because as once a girl openly said, I need contraception, oh, you are promiscuous, oh, you are not, you did not have good education. No, it's just about bodily autonomy, managing yourself, and achieving your full potential.
Bodily autonomy.
Yes.
Managing yourself
Yes.
and achieving your...
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So now, what message would you want to give a young person who is watching you currently that the person feels limited by their circumstance?
You are tough by asking just one message, but let me try. The first thing I will say is do not be afraid about your future. The second thing I will say, keep fighting. Keep knocking at doors. Some will be open, some will not. But if you keep your dream and you keep pursuing that dream, you will achieve success.
Keep fighting.
Yes.
And you would achieve success.
Yes.
This has been a seat at the table with me, Precious Ofori, and the Regional Director for Central and West Africa for United Nations Population Fund, which is commonly known as the UNFPA. It's been an amazing one. And thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us. And we want you to come here anytime you visit Ghana. It'd be a pleasure to have you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me a seat at the table.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.